This is Oluwatobi aka DexterSec, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a video on how to get started in cybersecurity in 2023, and I'm going to basically be sharing some of my experience and how to get started in cybersecurity. So first, it's important to know why cybersecurity is important. That's the why question. So why is cybersecurity actually important? So cybersecurity has become a very, very big concern for businesses, and that is why this concern has brought about a lot of job opportunities for people. There are like thousands upon thousands of hundreds of thousands of job opportunities right now globally for cybersecurity professionals, and well, the fact that you're here means they're in the right place. So this is basically how to get started. So regardless of your background, if you do not have a tech background, if you're just a regular IT guy, you can always make that transition into cybersecurity regardless of how far you've gotten to in your career. So it's first important to understand the different domains or the different spectrums that exist in cybersecurity, because cybersecurity, like medicine, has lots and lots and lots of specializations, and that's why this video is basically going to be a series of other videos that talks about specifics of the different spectrums in cybersecurity. Okay, so how exactly do you get started? So it's very, very important first to identify the domain you're interested in, and I like to break the cybersecurity job spectrum into three main spectrums. Okay, so for those who are professionals or those who have gone far, you may come at me in the comment section of this video, which is totally fine, but for beginners, I like to break down cybersecurity into three, so which is governance, risk and compliance, offensive security, and defensive security. So these are the three main career paths you can decide to follow in the field of cybersecurity. From the name offensive security, it's basically an attempt to identify security issues and exploit security issues and then report them responsibly, and it includes things around ethical hacking, it includes things around reverse engineering, it includes careers around exploit development, and all of those very, very fancy career or job roles. Then you also have defensive security, right? Defensive security is basically an attempt to ensure that an organization stays protected. You basically build the defenses of an organization, and you have job roles like security architects, you have job roles like security operations center analysts or cybersecurity analysts. So these guys basically help to defend the organizations from cyber threats and attacks. And then finally, you have the very, very big guy in the room, which is governance, risk and compliance. So governance, risk and compliance all majorly relates to business risk, and also ensuring that organizations stay compliant with whatever regulatory standard that governs a specific sector that's a business operating. So for example, in the financial services space, you have the payment card industry data security standard, aka PCI DSS, and that's a regulatory standard that all organizations that store, process or transmit credit card data have to be compliant with. So how does this relate to being a GRC professional? So as a GRC person, you need to be able to understand how PCI DSS is applicable to the business operations, and also how to ensure that a business stays compliant with that type of regulation. And then you also have HIPAA in the healthcare industry, and then you also have very, very generic regulatory standards like the Nigerian Data Protection Regulation here in Nigeria, and also the General Data Protection Regulation, and that's the one that is used across Europe. All said now, I am hoping at this point you have found a path that actually interests you, or something that you may be able to find passion in. So for you to break into any of these paths, there are specific knowledge, skills and abilities that you need. So how do you gain cybersecurity knowledge? Gaining knowledge is very, very easy, but then there is a lot of information everywhere on the internet, and you may get confused. Okay, which is why I often recommend doing a certification training. That way you have the focus and precision you need to be able to get through with actually learning how to do cybersecurity. But even before you do cybersecurity, it's quite important that you have fundamental IT knowledge. Regardless of your background, regardless of whatever path you are interested in, it's quite important that you have fundamental IT knowledge. Talking about understanding what first a computer is, understanding operating systems, understanding just very, very high level computer networking, understanding, web technologies, understanding mobile technologies, understanding the cloud, not in depth, but understanding what the cloud is and how businesses utilize these wide range of technologies in their day-to-day operations. And that's fine. You don't need to be an IT expert. What you just basically need is fundamental IT knowledge, and I often recommend to do the IT fundamentals certification training offered by CompTIA. So you should actually go check that out. I'll leave the resource in the description for you to actually go learn IT fundamentals just from a single course. The course is about 4 hours long, and it's not so expensive, so it's a very, very good start. And there are also free resources, by the way, if you want to learn IT fundamentals. I'll also leave the resource in the description of the video. Transitioning into cybersecurity, you also need cybersecurity knowledge, and a very, very good starting point for most people is the CompTIA Security Plus certification training. So notice I keep saying certification training because you do not necessarily have to pay for the certification exam, but then the certification would help you to stand out when you're trying to get past the HR filter or trying to actually land a job. Okay, when you have that nice shiny cert on your LinkedIn profile and on your resume, it helps you to stand out. So it's very, very important to note that certification training is very good, but even better for you to get an advantage when you're trying to land a job, actually try to take a certification exam. So what is CompTIA Security Plus? So CompTIA Security Plus is an entry-level cybersecurity certification that introduces you to different domains that make up cybersecurity, introduces you to the core principles of cybersecurity. It discusses concepts such as confidentiality, integrity, and availability, discusses concepts such as security architecture, encryption, and it also speaks about basic cybersecurity terms like threats, vulnerabilities. It also discusses different types of cybersecurity attacks, different types of malware, and a whole lot of things. So I would highly recommend that you check out the CompTIA Security Plus certification training. I'll also leave details in the description of the video. So you have the knowledge, but then how do you build on that knowledge? You build on that knowledge with skills, right? So you build your skills by doing, and you do by setting up a virtual lab or a virtual environment where you try to simulate different types of activities that cybersecurity professionals often do in their real life job. So for example, if you want to learn how to do pen testing, you can easily sign up on an online platform like TryHackMe or Hack the Box. They have intentionally vulnerable machines that you can try to exploit, and that way you build your skills around reconnaissance, you learn things around enumeration, you learn things around exploitation, persistence, and all of those very, very fancy skills you could pick up by enrolling on the platform like TryHackMe. I would also leave a link in the description of the video. And also, if you want to pick up skills around defensive security, Let's Defend.io is a very, very good platform. You learn how to respond to cybersecurity incidents, you learn how to do some digital forensics, and also you learn how to analyze different types of threats when you sign up on that type of platform. And then finally, we're going to talk about the abilities. So abilities is you have the knowledge, you have the skills, but how do you bring all of this into your real life situation? Like I said, many of the platforms where you learn or where you pick up cybersecurity skills are gamified. But in real life, how do you demonstrate that you have worked on different types of cybersecurity projects? So one of the very first and easiest ways is to sign up for virtual internships. So virtual internships are offered totally online. You're given a set of tasks to complete, and once you submit a task or once you complete all of the tasks, you are actually given a certificate of completion of the virtual internship. But then you have something, or you have a project that you can always make reference to as part of your portfolio. You can always sign up on platforms like theforage.com. You have some virtual internships from MasterCard. You also have virtual internships from JP Morgan Chase and many other organizations. You can also decide to volunteer for non-governmental cybersecurity organizations. We have a couple of them in Nigeria, and we also have a couple of community of cybersecurity professionals where you can volunteer your skills and your knowledge for free. And how you volunteer your knowledge for free is actually by going to speak at some of the conferences and the meetups that these guys organize. So you can decide to speak on a specific topic or something you learned about, demonstrate your subject matter expertise around that. Those are the ways you can actually build on your cybersecurity skills, your cybersecurity knowledge, and your cybersecurity abilities. How else can you improve your chances of actually getting into cybersecurity? Another way of improving your chances of getting into cybersecurity today is if you happen to join a cybersecurity community, right? That's a no-brainer, because when you join a cybersecurity community, you get to meet with like minds as well as people who have gone way ahead of you in the field. And when you get to interact with some of these people, sometimes opportunities spring up, sometimes they pass their knowledge to you and explain concepts that you may be struggling with you and help you to have a good grasp of that knowledge. That's my take on how to get into cybersecurity. The very first step is to identify what domain you want to break into, identify the relevant knowledge, skills, and abilities you need to break into the field. Once you've acquired all of those, you join a cybersecurity community, volunteer with a non-governmental cybersecurity organization to build your experience, and also sign up for virtual internships also as a way of building your abilities and your experience. And then once you have all of these sorted out, you build your LinkedIn profile, you build your resume, include all of these nice and interesting things that you've done within your resume, then start job hunting. So I'm going to create a different video on how to find job opportunities in cybersecurity. Basically, I can't talk about everything in a single video, so that would also come up as one of the videos in the Get Into Cyber series. So thank you very much for joining in. I hope you found this video very insightful. Don't forget to share, don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with fresh and new contents that will be coming up very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.